Welcome to UPSC Vinoth. So today we are going to discuss one of the important topic, that is emergency. So Parliament has been declared June 25, 2025 as a Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Samvidhan Hatya Divas to mark 75 years of emergency. To mark 75 years of emergency. So the emergency has been one of the important provision in UPSC Prelims. So there has been multiple questions with respect to emergency provision in UPSC PYQ in last 25 years. First of all, we can discuss the important provisions with respect to emergency, and we can go with the MCQs and mod PYQs. So first, the emergency has been declared on the basis of three types. That is national emergency, Article 352, presidential rule of state emergency, Article 356, financial emergency, Article 360. So national emergency. So national emergency, Article 352, it is implemented on the grounds of war, external aggression, and armed rebellion. So for the information, the word earlier before 1978, there has been the grounds of proclamation of Article 352 is war, external aggression, and internal disturbance. This internal disturbance has been replaced by 44th constitutional amendment in armed by it is replaced by armed rebellion. Okay, so now now the national emergency can be implemented on the grounds of war, external aggression, and armed rebellion. So this is very much important point again. So proclamation and approval. So president must national emergency is proclaimed by president on the written advice of cabinet. The written advice of cabinet has been added through 44th constitutional amendment. 44th constitutional amendment. It is mandatory. The written advice is mandatory for the president from the cabinet ministers to proclaim the national emergency under Article 352. It must be approved by both the House of the Parliament within 1 month. See, national emergency must be approved within the 1 month. So renewed every 6 months. It must be renewed every 6 months. What are all the effects when national emergency comes to the force? Center gets the power to direct the state. That means all the states loses its power, loses its administrative power. Center takes over the power. Fundamental rights under Article 19 suspends. See, only Article 19 gets suspended. Article 20 and 21 remains into the force. So it is one of the important thing. Article 20 and Article 21 is protected during emergency. So now president can modify revenue distribution. See, after the um, for, after the national emergency means after the implementation of national emergency, president can modify the revenue distribution. So revoke by president can revoke the national emergency at any time, must be laid before the parliament. Okay, now coming to the presidential rule. So it is also known as state emergency. It comes under Article 356. The constitutional machinery of the state has failed. If the constitutional machinery of the state has failed, then by the report given by the governor to the president, president can impose the president rule. What are all the effects? State executive and legislature get suspended. See, here the word suspended is very much important because they will replace the word with the dismiss. No, here the state executive and legislature is suspended. Parliament or president assumes the state function. Parliament or president, any of them can assume the state function. Approval and duration within 2 months. See, it is within 1 month, but it is approved by within 2 months by the parliament. Maximum 3 years. It can be extended up to maximum of 3 years, with the condition after 1 year. So after 1 year, it can be extended to 3 years. See, extended to 3 years. So limitation maximum 3 years, extension after 1 year only if national emergency is in operation and the election commission certifies the election cannot be held. So if national emergency is in operation, presidential rule can extend, or else if the election commission certifies the election cannot be conducted, then limited means then presidential rule can continue. See, with respect to national emergency, it has been implemented only one time. Presidential rule for the states has been implemented multiple times. Multiple times. Now we are coming with financial emergency. So financial emergency never invoked till date. Till date, we didn't impose. Indian government didn't impose financial emergency. So declaration. President satisfy the financial stability or credit of the India is threatened. This financial emergency can be implemented when president feel himself as it is financial stability or credit of the India is threatened. Approval within 2 months. See, it is within 2 months. See, as like presidential rule, it is also approval within 2 months. Center can reduce the salaries of the government employees, including judges. State can direct to reserve the money bill for presidential asset. States money bill can be reserved to presidential asset. Center controls financial matters. So now center controls financial matters. So these are all the provisions of emergency. So Samvidhan Atyadivas, this makes this year very important. Okay. So now we are going to see some of the PYQs. PYQs with respect to national emergency. So Article 19 gets automatically suspended. Article 21 and 22 is protected. So first PYQ 2024. Power of municipality is given. Power of municipalities are given to Part 9A of the Constitution. Yes. But powers of municipalities given to Part 9A of the Constitution. Yes, it is correct. Emergency provisions. See, emergency provisions are given to Part 18 of the Constitution. Yes, it is correct. Provision related to amendments of the Constitution given to Part 20 of the Constitution. Yes, it is correct. All three are correct. Next, President of India may be declared a national emergency if there is threatened of external aggression, internal disturbance, armed rebellion, communal clash. No. Initially, internal disturbance was there. It is replaced by armed rebellion. Communal clash never mentioned. So 1 and 3 is correct. Now, 2022. To ratify the which of the following are exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? They are asking exclusive powers of Lok Sabha. To ratify the declaration of emergency. No, it is not exclusive power of Lok Sabha. It is power, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha must approve. So see to declare the emergency, both the houses needed. So and also to pass the motion of no confidence motion in Lok Sabha. Yes, only in Lok Sabha. Okay. Next, to impeach the president of the India. No, it must require Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the question is exclusive Lok Sabha. What is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha? What are all the exclusive power of Lok Sabha? Okay, so 2 is correct. So see here the statement regarding emergency is coming. In 2006, the Rajya Sabha alone has the power to declare that it would be in national interest for the parliament to legislate with respect to the matter of the state list. Yes, Rajya Sabha alone can. Yes, with respect to state list, Rajya Sabha alone has a power to declare it would be in national interest. Resolution approved by the proclamation of emergency passed only by the Lok Sabha. No, Rajya Sabha also. Article 249 again. So the term of Lok Sabha can be extended by 1 year at the time during proclamation of emergency. See, 1 year can be extended up to 1 year. So again, with reference to consequence of proclamation of president rule in India, again 2017 president rule, dissolution of state assembly. See, state assembly is dissolved. Okay, dissolved. Removal of the council of ministers of the state. Yes, council of ministers get removed. Dissolution of local body. So local body's dissolution is done. Again, Article 356. Again, Article 356. If the president if the president of India is power. Okay, one minute. Let me conclude this question. So, which of the following is not necessarily the consequences of proclamation of president rule? They are saying not necessary consequences. See, 1 and 3 are not necessary consequences. See, dissolution of state legislative assembly, it is suspended, not dissolved. You know that. So again, dissolution of local bodies. No. Statement 3, they nowhere mentioned it is you should dissolve the local self-governance. It does not automatically dissolve this local self-governance. So removal of council of ministers. Yes, ministries get removed. Ministries are removed. Only 2 is correct. Only, see how many of they are saying which of the following are not necessarily the consequences. That means 1 and 3 are the not necessary consequences. 1 and 3 are not necessary consequences. This is done by president rule. Okay, now Article 356. If the president of India has a power under Article 356, Constitution is respect to the particular state. Then the power of legislature of the state shall be exercised under the authority of parliament. Yes, you know that. Article 19 is not get suspended. Article according to the president rule, no article is suspending. So no article is suspended. The president can make law related to the state. No, parliament can make law. The assembly of the state is automatically dissolved. No, suspended. It's not dissolved. They will use, see, keep on, they will using the word dissolved. So which of the following is discretionary power given to the governor of the state? Now coming to the governor of the state. See, sending a report to the president, yes. Appointing the ministers, no. Ministers are appointed by CM. So 2 is wrong. Once 2 is wrong, the reserving certain bills for the state for the consideration of president, yes. 1 and 3 are correct. Making the rules to conduct the business of the state government, no. So 1 and 3 is correct. Again, Article 360, financial emergency. So far, it has been never invoked. A proclamation of financial emergency issued shall be ceased into operation, expires for 2 months. See, they are saying expires for expression 2 months until before the expiration, the period has been approved by the resolution of both the House of the Parliament. Yes. If any proclamation of financial emergency is in operation, it is competent of the President of India to issue directions for reduction of the salary allowances of all or any class of persons serving connections with the affairs of union, but excluding the judges. No. First of all, they are focusing the salaries of judges only. So 2 is wrong, 1 is correct. So now let us have some MCQs, model MCQs discussions with respect to this content. With reference to emergency provisions in India, consider the following statement. Statement 1. So, statement 1. The national emergency under Article 352 can be proclaimed by the state only on written advice of the Union Cabinet. See, even though you, even though we can say here only is extreme statement, but according to the Article 352, what is correct? So, according to the Article 352, statement 1 is correct. Statement 1 is correct. Again, the 44th Amendment Act ensures the fundamental right under Article 2021 remains enforceable even during the emergency. Yes, Article 19 gets suspended. This is applicable. The proclamation of financial emergency under Article 360 must be approved by both the House of the Parliament within 1 month. See, Statement 3 within 2 months. Within, not 1 month, within 2 months. This may be the game changer. So 3 is wrong. The grounds of internal disturbance was replaced by armed rebellion to prevent misuse of executive power. Yes. So only 3 statement is correct. Again. So I had discussed all the PYQs and one model MCQs with respect to emergency. So thank you.